Happy New Year.
What is up, fanboys and fangirls, and happy new... Oh, wait. It's not the new
Not
year.
Happy New Year.
Tyler threw me for a loop there.
I feel like it will be soon, though. Because it is... April's, like, almost over.
How is April almost over?
It's half over.
But, like... I think of months in terms of, like, the first 10 days, the second 10 days, and the third 10 days. Give or take a day. And, like, we're only 2 days away from being in the last third of the month.
Why do you think of months that way?
Bills.
The way I think of months is actually...
I get my mortgage letter in the mail on the 20th, so...
The way I deal with months is based on, like, my work schedule, because I work in 4-week periods. Kind of. For my main client is 4 weeks.
I just kind of exist.
Tyler's everywhere.
Your months are based on the Instagram you post, based on your child's monthly.
I actually
birthday.
missed the 7th month, but yes, you're not wrong.
Tyler just once a month checks in, like, oh yeah, it's April because my child is now 6-7 months old.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Pretty much.
Makes
pretty
sense.
much.
I'm way past that. We're into years now, so
you can do it for me.
Time is a flat circle.
You're 30 in 1 month.
30 plus 1.
Well, what is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another live episode of the What the Fanboy Show. This week, we have lots to talk about. Am I too loud, Luke?
No.
Okay.
Just a scratching.
Okay. Just got an itchy ear, and that's okay. Yeah. Before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes of the episode, how was your guys' Easter holiday? Did you do anything exciting or fun?
Easter service and dinner with the fam.
Nice.
Chased a dog around, kind of. Mainly the dog just ran around. But
was it escaping, or was this just playful chasing?
Just playful chasing.
Okay.
My dad takes Journey, the dog, out into the backyard and hits tennis balls with his golf club, and she chases them.
That makes sense.
And I watch because I'm too lazy to even walk down the stairs of the porch.
No, sounds
to partake.
Good. All right, cool. Tyler, you?
We went to Easter service and then went to the Warkingtons for the day. Hung out over there, had lunch and dinner, played some yard games. My brother was there this year, and he went undefeated in yard games.
Wow.
He won every single one of them. So
he's a tryhard.
If you play yard games anywhere and you need a teammate, Hunter's probably a good pick. But yeah, that's what we did. It was good. Bryn slept for like 2 hours in the middle of the day, so she wasn't like super in the middle of everything, which was interesting. Yeah, it was cool. Good time spent with family.
Neat. Yeah, we spent some time with our at-home family.
Why?
What? We didn't go to we didn't go to Branson like with our extended family like we had hoped, sadly, and that's okay because we got to spend time together. And actually, Stephanie's parents swung by for half hour or so. Said
good old Terrell.
Got to chat and play in the backyard. Throw ball for our dog. Not for each other. That'd be.
Catch,
did you chase it around on all fours?
I did.
Figured you would.
It actually reminds me of one of the SNL skits this week. Was like someone scrolling through TikTok, and one of the accounts is just this dad who's committed to every day, like being on all fours all day. It's like day 342 of living on all fours. I don't know.
What a strange man.
In any case, other than Easter stuff, what'd you guys do this week? Tyler, why don't you go first?
Oh man, I'll kick us off. So, first thing I did, Saturday, I ran my first 10K.
Ooh. Congrats on surviving.
I'm going to give that a fanboy worthy experience.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, man. I think this is gonna sound super cheesy. Thank you for the baby monitor. He's safe. Sorry, it's getting the baby monitor from Dana. This is gonna sound super cheesy, but like I think it's for me, it was a good reminder that like we can do hard things. And I know I'm talking like I just ran a marathon or something, but like 6.2 miles to me is quite a long run. And I ran it, a minute faster per mile than my planned pace.
6.2 miles too long, in my opinion.
But no, like I just think it's important to remember we can do hard things. So I plan to run more things like this in the future. Secondly, I got some video game impressions to share with you guys. I played MLB The Show 2022.
Nice.
It's on Game Pass if you're an Xbox player. If you're a PlayStation player, it is a PlayStation Sony Studios game, but you do have to pay the full $70 for it. If you have Game Pass, you get it for free. So I played that. I started my road to the show character. I got drafted by the Minnesota Twins, and so I play for the Wichita Wind Surge, which is kind of awesome, considering we all live in Wichita. But honestly, I'll give this I'll even rate it because I don't really need to play a ton more to give you a rating. It's a Matthew McConaughey because it's the exact same game from last year with very minor graphical improvements. Even worse than like Madden year to year. Like they didn't even change the menus. Like it's the same exact product.
Is it like the music the same? Is it like a
no? They did change the soundtrack. It's worse, but no, it's crazy, man. I've never seen it this bad, but I don't know, man. It's the curse of yearly releases, right? I mean, if you're not trying to iterate year over year, then don't release it yearly, in my opinion. But I don't know. It's still a fun game. Like the show is the only game of its kind, really. Baseball sim.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue Super Mega Baseball 3 is a better baseball sim in terms of just sheer fun. But the show's cool. I guess the new updates would be like the Cleveland Guardians are there, and then new rosters and stuff and new players. I recorded another Big 12 Takeover podcast. If you're not already, go check that out on the Takeover Sports Network on YouTube.
Yeah.
This will be the first thing I think that Luke and I can share. I beat Horizon Forbidden West this weekend. Beat it last night.
Me too. Last night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is a great game, man. It's really freaking good. So I'll preface everything I'm about to say by saying this is a great game. Like I need to reiterate that it is a very, very, very good game. I will say I had a hard time wanting to play it at times. I can't really explain to you why. And I think so. Like I was sitting there thinking about this last night when I was typing up my notes, and I was like, I wrote down, this is a long game, and it is. It's like a 30+ hour campaign, which isn't really that long. And I was like, well, where could you trim it? And in reality, I don't think you can trim this down much. I think everything needs to be there. I think it just feels long because of how many side quests there are. There's 49 side quests and 17 main missions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like this game is chock full, and like these side quests are meaty. They're not like just go pick this thing up. Like they're all like legitimate quests.
Yeah.
And there's tons of different versions of the side quests too.
Yeah.
Like there's the side quests. I think there's one for like each town, but then there's one for each side character. And then like in every area, there's like 3 or 4 errands, I think they call them.
Yep.
Where you can go do like those are the quick ones.
Those are your fetch quests, like your standard.
Yeah, it's like go here, kill this machine, you're done.
Yeah,
but like sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. What I would write down for pros would be quest design. I think they did a really good job of mixing everything up. No quest ever felt like I have to go do this thing. I think it's a gorgeous game. This is one of the prettiest games I've played. Very creative story, which I don't think will spoil anything, but this game goes from like 10 throughout the whole story to like 10,000 very quickly at the end.
It gets insane.
They ratchet it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the last pro I wrote down was performances and emotion. Because there's a character in this game that I was very, very attached to, and their demise really messed me up for a bit. It really made me pretty sad. Even though I saw it coming, I was still just I was beat up, man.
Is that the one that happens in Gemini? The Gemini mission?
Yes.
Okay.
Gosh, dude, that messed me up so much.
I was very bummed.
I was so sad, man. I was so sad. I think I was just kind of hopeful that character would be.
I hope it'd be somebody else.
Yeah, I was hoping for a different character to have that fate, but I guess if that fate is earned by a character, that character definitely earned a great death, in my opinion. But no, I thought it was incredible. My only con, other than it being long, which I still don't know if I can call that a con, I just think there's too much variety in the weapon and armor sets.
I actually agree.
From the first game, it was like kind of basic, like almost too basic, and then like you go to the sequel and they went way too far in the other direction. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's super busy.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot to manage.
Like you hold six or eight. I think it's 6 weapons, and
well, it depends, right?
But there's 3. Once you have like the best weapons, they each have 3 different ammo types.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But then there's like 12 types of weapons, so you got to keep switching them in and out. There's 8 energy damage types, like fire, ice, acid, plasma, purge water, all the crazy things.
Lord.
It's
a lot.
It is a lot.
Explosive was another one.
Yeah. And then like it gets hard too, because like what always would stress me out, and I love the combat in Horizon. There's just nothing like it. But
yeah, it's very different.
The problems that it brings in with it is you have to scan the machine and then kind of load out, like kind of mid-fight. Whereas if there was just less, you could maybe switch out weapons, but it's like, oh, I gotta switch everything out so I can have this one damage type. And like for a while, the only one that like I had plasma on was my rope caster. And it wasn't like the most viable option to use.
Yeah. Yeah, my plasma damage was on my the crossbow that shoots a bunch of bolts. The bolt caster.
I never even used one of those.
I liked everything about that thing except for when you try to roll, you don't roll, you just dive on the ground. Which is another con, I guess. When you get knocked down in this game, it takes like 7 seconds to stand up.
This is my biggest con.
Yeah, it's
dodging
frustrating.
Just doesn't feel like it does anything. Everything is area of effect damage. You dodge.
Ugh.
And you still get hit. It's like, what am I supposed to do? These things can fly and they shoot a laser that hits the entire area. It's like, what am I supposed to do? And I mean, you have enough health and potions and life as it is to like stay alive. But it would be more satisfying if it's like, I dodged that perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I wish they would have kept from the first game is you had 2 dodges. In the first one, you could tap it and you do a quick dodge, or you could hold it down and you do like an extended far leap dodge. And I think like if I could just stay in the air a little bit longer, like maybe it'd be okay.
Yeah, because tapping it now, like, you just dodge back.
Yeah, and then you get hit anyway. And you just lay on the ground for 5 seconds, and everything swarms you and starts hitting you. And it's like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
So question, Luke. In the final fight, when you're kind of, I think I'll call it phases because I've been playing Elden Ring. And speaking of like dodging, in Elden Ring, when you dodge perfectly, even if the attack hits your body, if you dodge perfectly, you don't take damage. You just go through it, which is to me like it looks funny, but it's like at least it's rewarding me for doing the right thing. Like, and Horizon doesn't do that. Like Horizon, if you dodge, it doesn't matter, right? Like, and that's what I wanted to ask you about, Luke, in the final fight. Um, I'm trying to word this out, spoiling things. So when the thing rises up and it's like got that beam and then it shoots the ball,
Yeah.
and then the ball comes down and blows up. I was so far away from that. Like you're in like I'll call it an arena, that big area where that fight takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was probably 3/4 away from the other side and I was still getting hit by that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what do I do? Like what are you supposed to do in that case? And that like it just drove me nuts. I think the movement in this game kind of gets clunky and the further into it you get.
Yeah. And the other to kind of expand on that, it's sometimes the area you're in is like on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured it out more towards the end. It's like I just need to use the mountain as cover. And I stopped rolling and I was like trying to kill one of these it was one of the turtles.
Oh yeah.
Shell snapper or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just walking around this big rock, and I was kind of jumping, shooting fire arrows at it, and just kind of hiding behind it. So I kind of had to adjust there, but like, yeah, sometimes there's just nothing you can do. It's just like you're gonna get hit. Just get ready to heal. Which I mean, you heal quickly, so it's fine. You'll be fine, but it gets frustrating where it's like I'm dodging and nothing's happening. I'm hiding and nothing's happening. I have like a literal energy shield in front of me and I'm still getting hit by stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever get like caught up under robots too?
Oh yeah, all the time.
And like when that happens, like the camera gets kind of lost and you can't really figure out how to get out from under the monster. It like there's just some weird camera and movement choices that they made. Like if you're in the woods a lot in this game and like the camera gets lost in the bushes is what I'll call it sometimes. And it's just, I don't know. There's just like little things that bother me about the game. But all in all, I think it's really good. I give it a fanboy worthy.
Yeah, same.
If you like the first one, I think you'll like this one.
Yeah.
And I didn't beat the first one, just for the record.
Should have. It's great.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking about like in a little while, like a couple months, maybe I'll go back and play the first one. I kind of want to see what they do with DLC though.
Yeah. In the first one, like you get to do the giant battle of Meridian, and it's just so fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Some more like pros. You mentioned story. I think the story is awesome. Music. The music is so good in this game.
I didn't want to take it from you.
The music is like alive. It's incorporated into the story. It's even incorporated into like one of the cities. Like their government is called the Chorus. I've been listening to the soundtrack a little bit today, but I didn't get through it because the soundtrack, like on Apple Music or Spotify, is 7 hours and 30 minutes long. It's so in depth and it's so good. It gives me all the feels. Robot machine design.
Oh, A+.
It's incredible. It's so intricate and it's like hit this tiny little spot. And I just wish I was better.
It works really well though. They do a good job with aim assist and not making it feel too strong, but strong enough to where you can actually hit those targets.
I think it could be a little stronger on some because like you're fighting the big one that flies, the Stormbird, and it's just
Dreadwing?
No, the bigger one, the Stormbird.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like swooping around. It's just like I can't. This thing, man.
Anything aerial's pretty tough.
Yeah, dude, the Sky Drifter was like my nemesis for the first half of the game. It kept one-shotting
dive bomb you, man.
Thing destroyed me. But yeah, just like the little details on all of the machines I think are so incredible that they make them so detailed and it runs so good on the PS5.
It runs great. And I wanted to ask you, before we move on to from this, who is your favorite companion? Other than one of them, which we can't really talk about.
I can't remember his name. It's like Kotaku. It's
Kotalo.
Yeah, the one with one arm. He's awesome.
He's the best. He's the best.
Aaron cracks me up.
You guys want a beer?
Just always wants to drink. But
He's
yeah,
funny.
and Varl was fantastic. Honestly, the only one I didn't really like as much was Alva.
Alva's kind of weird, and I think they used her just as much as they needed to.
Yeah, I agree. Thankfully, she's the last one.
Yeah, they used her just enough where you're like, okay, this is like I kind of hate you, but this is fine, I guess. So yeah, no. All in all, though, great game.
Also, this for some reason this whole entire game gets me so excited for the Avatar game. Because in this game you use a bow and arrow and you get to fly on a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be part of the Avatar game.
It's got to be.
And right? if it's similar in any way,
it'll be a hit.
I'm there, man.
Yeah, I'll play that if it's like Horizon, for sure. You give it fanboy worthy?
I might move it up to a booyah. Honestly, I think these games deserve it.
Nice.
They're so in depth. The story is really good. Unique combat. It's different. It's beautiful. I like how I feel like lighting is starting to be recognized as more important. Both in games
it's in the credits in this.
And movies too, though. Like people are like, oh, if we light this better, not only will we be able to see it, but our CG can look better.
Yeah.
Dude, lighting is so important.
That's why Roger Deakins is the GOAT.
That's so true.
Greg Fraser's catching up.
Big shout out to Ashley Birch. Another great performance.
She's so good, man.
I won't spoil anything, but she does a lot in this game.
Yeah. I think it's a bummer that there's so many games that are coming out this year. I feel like it will be probably nominated for Game of the Year and Best Narrative, but it probably won't win just because of everything else.
It won't win because of Elden Ring. Elden Ring will win Game of the Year, which is unfortunate because I think this is any other year. I think this wins. Honestly,
and
I really do.
We got God of War still coming too.
Yeah, if it makes it into this year, yeah. Yep.
Oh man, busy year.
Busy year.
Moving on, and we don't have to spend as much time talking about this, but I finished Severance season 1.
Yeah.
Severance is a booyah. This is, this would be. I looked at Dana when this ended, and I was like, "That's good television." Like that's all I could say about it. Like, that's good television. She's like, "I just hate the end," and I'm like, "No, that's good."
I liked the ending.
I did too. I loved it. I thought it was so great.
So I binged the entire thing this week. The problems that I have it, not huge. One of them, I guess, might be kind of huge. The other one is just a nitpick that I get tired of seeing in just media in general. I didn't really love Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
I found her kind of irritating, especially towards the end. But, oh well. The nitpick is, hey, can I talk to you about something? It's important.
Oh, yeah.
Say it.
We need to have this conversation now.
Just say it.
We don't need to wait for chapter 1 of a book to be read.
They do it like 4-5 times in that last episode.
Yeah.
And it kind of started driving me crazy. Really just, although Patricia Arquette was kind of annoying me just in the last episode, and I think I started to notice it. But it's still, I'd agree, it's a booyah. That show was amazing. I cannot wait for season 2. Especially with the cliffhanger, man.
My nitpick comes in episode 7. which I think was the first episode that Ben Stiller directs.
Oh.
He directed the first 3. And the
So
last
he did the
3.
first 3 and the last 3?
Mm-hmm.
So in episode 7, it's like they lost their equipment and did what Moon Knight does and shot everything on a hand camera.
Oh.
Because, like, I don't know what it is, but lately shaky cam has really bothered me a lot. Especially in stuff like, because Dana's like, well, it's in other things. And I'm like, yeah, but in other things, it's used in, like, fight scenes. And it's not as bad. Like, when it's people just walking and the camera's like, oh God, I'm just like, please stop. Like, put it on a mount.
We have Steadicam operators for a reason, guys.
Get the dolly.
It just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I noticed it in Moon Knight and now I'm like noticing it more. I don't know, but it bothered me a good bit. But then episode 8 and 9, it wasn't a problem.
They did the thing that's currently annoying me the most out of everything.
Yeah, the lights.
Yep.
Yeah, Dana,
automatic
that
lights.
Episode,
it was like, gosh dang
Dana
it.
was like, Luke's gonna hate this.
But it looks so much better, I felt like, in Severance than like Morbius or Moon Knight.
Luke, what'd you think of the waffle party?
I like the waffle bit. I'd do that.
Dude, those waffles looked good.
They did. They were some good looking waffles.
The waffle after party? I don't know.
Kind of freaky. Strange.
I'm curious what the part that you were talking about, Tyler, where it's like, this is the part that freaked me out. Last week you were like it's not a very scary show, but that
I can't remember what I was alluding to there. Sorry, I didn't mean to pop my mouth. I'd have to think about it. I can't remember what I was thinking at that moment. But if I think about it, I'll let you know.
Okay. We can always come back to it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, what did you... Sorry.
It's a booyah.
Booyah,
it's
booyah.
A booyah. Yeah, it's right. A booyah.
Show was awesome. People...
Booyahs from all of us then.
Can we, like, stop sleeping on Apple TV Plus yet? Are people giving it a chance now?
It's, I think, yeah.
They have a Best Picture winner. They have, like, 5 fantastic shows that you can watch. It's $5.
Yep. It's the
cheapest out of all of them.
It may be my sleeper for, like, best streamer of the year this year in 2022. It doesn't have a ton, but man, they make good content.
Just wait till Dark Matter comes out and everybody craps their pants.
Yeah, right.
I somehow landed a milkshake in the last few seconds. So that's cool.
Look at you, man.
I need to Uber Eats me a milkshake. We're not sponsored by Uber. Don't get any ideas.
Sponsored by Brahms.
By Brahms.
But all yeah, right. Booyah on Severance.
Good.
Luke, I can't wait to like actually talk to you about it. Indeed. That's all I did. Okay. Sorry. Indeed. That took a long time.
No, you're good. I didn't do too much this week. I did play a little bit more Control. Pop back in there after you guys mentioned it last week. So
look at this kid go.
Single player games, man. No, it's good.
I know you hate them. I know you hate them.
It's good. It's good. It's a good game.
By the way, let it be known, and I'm going to tweet this later, but Britt Lower from Severance, Jesse Faden, there's your casting. Luke and I were talking about this on the show a few weeks back. I'm going to tweet this. That's my pick.
Okay.
I agree. I second the nomination.
Let's start the petition.
Start it up. But the only other things I really did was watch the Halo episode 4 and Moon Knight episode 3. Tyler, did you watch Halo?
I was watching good stuff.
So I'll talk about that real quick.
Can I cancel Paramount now?
Oh, dude, it's
honestly I might check more of it out. It looks like it has, like, I might watch Yellowstone. I want to watch that.
The Halo show is kind of a mixed bag. I think one of the storylines is pretty true to what Halo is, at least in terms of its lore and what we think
Halsey.
of, which is the Halsey Spartans Master Chief kind of storyline. It's different from what's in the books and the games, but
it's like these are actually.
But it's the same
bad
themes. It's the same themes. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it. Quan and Soren's storyline, I don't know where it's going. I thought at the beginning of the show that she would be like the human character, and then Master Chief would be like the machine character, and like she's gonna show him. No, but they're two separate things, and Master Chief got his little implant removed, so he's feeling all the human emotions now, and I just don't.
Master Cheeks,
dude. Another butt in episode 4, man.
Dude, those Halo Riders edgy.
We're 3 out of 4, and there was almost 2 butt shots in episode 4.
They like the booty, man. They like the booty.
I don't know.
Big butt guys over there.
I don't know why. But so that show continues to be fine. I don't think it's all that interesting, but I'll keep watching it because it's
Halo.
Yep.
In title.
Halo in title. Yep. And then Moon Knight episode 3 I thought was really good. I thought the interaction we got between Mark and Steven and a mysterious, maybe third personality.
Is it Jake?
Was really, really good.
From State Farm.
Is he wearing khakis?
I hope so.
I want to see.
What are you wearing, Jake? And then he murders you.
Whenever it's Jake's personality as Moon Knight, I hope he's wearing khakis. Like I know,
or the white costume.
Yeah, the white. No, except it's still like.
Oh, they're khakis.
They're still just khakis. Everything else is white, just with khakis.
With like a name badge that says Jake on it.
Yeah, exactly.
What if they actually like make him a State Farm agent and it's just like terrible product placement for
that
State
would be
Farm.
Hilarious.
Jake
and
from
I'm
State
all in for it. No, I think the most interesting part of the show is the relationship he has with himself. Mark and Steven, especially in this episode, trying to figure out what's going on and their conversation back and forth to each other. It's what the show really needed, and I think Oscar Isaac is a good enough actor. He's a fantastic actor, but he makes it work. So action I thought was good as usual. Editing was surprisingly disappointing. I mean,
mainly the action.
Yeah, for sure. The action editing in both this and Halo have been disappointing. Not that Halo's had that much action, but there was a slightly better than it was a slightly better than Boba Fett car chase scene.
That's
only
not
slightly better.
only slightly better. Yeah,
that's bad. That chase scene.
But it was so short.
Horrible.
It was short. It was
That's
bad, but it
in
was
Halo.
short.
So was it
Night?
the only reason it was
Halo,
better was because it was short?
No. It was better.
It didn't look like a Power Rangers slow motion
No.
drive through a old folks home.
No, but it also wasn't edited well, and
I'm on my scooter.
It's a Disney Channel original movie.
But yeah, no, I'm liking Moon Knight more and more.
I liked that third episode a lot too. I thought it was like I liked the first 2 episodes, but I felt like this was a big improvement in it. And
we're starting to feel the world a little more.
Getting to meet like the gods was super cool.
The council or whatever it was with the avatars was really neat.
I don't know anything about like Egyptian gods or Moon Knight lore. But I'm fairly certain that what's his name isn't actually serving Amit, crocodile lady.
Yeah,
pretty sure that's the red herring.
Very smart prediction, I think.
That's my prediction. But yeah, the big improvement comes from just Steven and Mark being able to communicate.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Like they're actually talking to each other. They're switching it in and out a little bit faster. That was a great moment, though. I loved how he like gets him bailed. He's like, "Oh, I'm done. You can have the body back." that was great.
Yep. And that's about all I did this week. Luke, you did some things.
I feel like everything's been covered except for the one thing that I did.
Well, then let's jump into it. What was the one thing that you did that we didn't get to do?
As the only Harry Potter fan,
that's not true.
On this podcast,
that's not true.
Whoa!
Shots fired, and I object.
As the only fan and the biggest Harry Potter fan, if they're secretly fans, I went and saw The Secrets of Dumbledore this weekend. In IMAX. Sorry, a really quick sidebar, and I feel like I bring this up every couple of months. I love that 3D movies are going.
Yes.
Like, I almost finished that saying in IMAX 3D, and I was like, it wasn't, though.
Thank goodness.
3D movies came, and they went, and I'm just hope they never come back.
I felt like they were maybe holding on, They were just barely hanging on, and then pandemic came and
wiped them out.
What
if Avatar 2 is a 3D movie?
Oh my god! It probably is. They've shot it like 5 years ago. It definitely is in 3D.
Gross.
I'll allow it. If it was like every movie's in 3D still, I would probably be a little more peeved.
Yeah.
But like, I really did like the 3D. And the old Avatar, which was it's like 15 years old now.
Yeah.
12 years old. When did that come out? 2009?
I don't know. I remember that being the first movie I thought 3D looked good in.
It's because it was like actually shot in 3D instead of post-compositing. What was I talking about?
Secrets of Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, biggest Harry Potter fan. Secrets of Dumbledore. Unfortunately, it has a bad rap because it's written by J.K. Rowling. Partly. The story is by her. However, it's good. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
I think it's better than the first Fantastic Beasts. Mainly for the reason that there's actual villain. You're watching Newt and Dumbledore and their little gang go against Grindelwald instead of there's this monster that's just plowing through London, or where are they? New York.
Nyack.
And I think that helps a lot, mainly for the fact that Matt Mikkelsen is so good at his job, man.
Yeah.
Not just acting.
Does he crush it?
Acting as a villain. Matt's just got it down. He should write the book on how to play like blockbuster villains.
Love it.
He's really good, man. Him, and I really do enjoy Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander too. They're like total opposites of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really fun to watch. And then something that I was like actually worried about with the movie going in was that it was going to become Dumbledore's franchise.
Yeah.
And while he is in a lot more of this movie, this still feels like Newt's story. It's just that now Dumbledore he's in it.
Okay. That's good.
Dumbledore needs Newt and the other people in his little crowd to help stop Grindelwald. Because like one of the big parts in the story is, I don't think this is a spoiler, Dumbledore, and I don't even remember if it was in the second one. It was one of my cons. I couldn't remember what happened to Crimes of Grindelwald, so a lot of times I was like, I don't know if they talked about this before, but I'm just gonna go with it. But like Grindelwald and Dumbledore can't attack each other. They have like some curse or magical thing that doesn't allow it to happen.
Their wands don't share the same feathers from the same phoenix.
No. No, it's more like back when they were lovers, they made this like little pact.
Oh.
And so now that things are going awry, Dumbledore's like, I actually need you guys to kind of do
Fight
this for me.
Okay.
And they're like trying to beat the system. And then like on the other side,
classic Dumbledore, always giving all the responsibility to his students.
To kids. He's like Batman.
is Harry Potter Robin?
Yes.
That's the Robin movie we've always wanted. But
Yes.
no, and then on the other side, and this is something I actually really appreciated too. Mads Mikkelsen is more of like a political villain.
Mm.
He's trying to take over politically, not just like, I'm gonna kill everybody, which was definitely Voldemort, where he's like, I'm gonna murder freaking Harry Potter. And Mads is like, we need to be kind of smart about this. And I really liked that. And then watching their like two stories meet in the middle at the end, I thought it was a lot of fun. It does end so that there doesn't have to be another one, but I really hope there is just like one more. They can do one more. Right? Just don't have J.K. Rowling write it. I loved the use of like magic when people were fighting. There's like one in particular fight scene with Dumbledore in the middle of the movie that I thought was really cool looking.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do anything in this world with magic, so like go crazy.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of really cool things.
This is what David Yates' like 6th Harry Potter movie.
5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 1, 2, 3. It's his 8th one.
Oh my gosh! I didn't realize he had done that many.
In my opinion, he only has one that would be considered bad, which is Crimes of Grindelwald. I would call it disappointing. I didn't think it was bad.
Sure.
But I still enjoy that one.
Yeah, I do too.
But he brings that experience back, but offers new ways of.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to capture the magic. Of the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, mm-hmm. and that remains true. I guess my hope was that like I felt like after Crimes of Grindelwald, for me it was a little bit like on top of like bad writing, which was not David Yates, but like maybe it would be better underneath someone else. But what I'm hearing from you, Luke, is that no, he did fine as a director.
Yeah,
good director.
Good. The Beasts. This is Fantastic Beasts after all, so
heck yeah.
There's a lot of really cool animals.
Nice.
And like important ones. Like they're pretty involved in the story. Like there's Ted and whatever the one who steals gold is.
Oh.
The Niffler.
Yeah. The Niffler.
With the big old tummy.
Yep.
God, the Bowtruckle, him and the Niffler are so cute. They're so cute. But there's a lot of really cool beasts, and I thought they did a really good job of incorporating them. One of them, like, actually kind of, was pretty graphic for, like, a PG-13 Harry Potter movie. Not that it was like, whoa, but it's like, oh wow, they kind of went kind of far with that one. But I liked it, and Newt interacting with all the beasts is always really fun.
Yeah, Eddie Redmayne does fantastic with the fact that those are just completely CG characters. Yeah. Obviously, they have some reference for he knows what they look like.
He's carrying around a green blanket.
He does a great job of emoting that.
Mm-hmm.
Of and handling and this is just in the other two movies because I haven't seen this one, but like I'm glad to hear that carries over.
Mm-hmm.
He crushes tennis ball acting.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
And then the other thing is the music. I feel like Harry Potter music always kind of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And just that it's like 1920s jazz themed.
Yeah.
I just love that. And did I talk already that Newt still was the main character. I feel like, okay.
You kind of mentioned
Yeah,
that.
you did.
Cons. There's one. It's not really a side story. There's one element to the story that I feel like drags the movie a little bit. It doesn't kill it, but when those moments pop up, I feel like it kind of slows it down. And because of that, the movie just feels a little long.
Okay.
Especially in the third act kind of battle. I was like wondering, like, this is feeling just a smidge long, but I was never bored.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Kowalski and Queenie?
No.
Okay.
That's good. I was worried about their storyline.
Mm-hmm. Fogler is great too. He's hilarious.
Good. Oh, we just rewatched the first one. I just forgot how much I love him.
He's
funny.
He's
good.
funny. Ugh.
His story, like his role with his wand too, I thought was funny and clever.
Good.
But yeah, it's good. I think people should go check it out. I'm definitely like on the audience score with this one. I think it's at 85%. Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
Critic is, I think, 45 to 55, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't think this should be it. I think they can keep going, but we'll see, I guess. Hopefully people will check it out.
I will go check this one out. I can't wait.
It is I think I said this, but out of the 3 Fantastic Beasts movie, I think this is the best one.
Nice.
I give it a fanboy worthy.
Nice.
My rating.
Dope.
Awesome.
Sorry if I accidentally spoiled anything.
No, I think you did a good job.
I'm always nervous, man.
Always are. No, that's good.
And then a nuke went off, and there's no magic against that.
And everybody died.
Everybody died. All right. Well, thank you, Luke. Did you do anything else this week? You said we kind of covered everything else, right?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, then let's go talk about some trailers. The big one, of course, being that there was a Thor: Love and Thunder teaser trailer that dropped today.
Thor.
Thor.
The 4.
Love and Thunder.
The 4. The 4. Thor.
It was a little meatier than. Not meaty in terms of story or plot, but it was a minute and a half, and I thought it was a kind of a nice, set the stage for what kind of what we're doing in the movie. Here's the initial setup, which is kind of what we all expected, but at the same time, give us a little bit of that Taika comedy. Hemsworth is great. We get to see a few shots of him doing silly things like working out. And
I can't wait for the movie to come out and then they'll rip the scene to shreds because he's just standing in front of a green screen for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like right now, everybody thinks it's funny. Movie will be out for a week and they'll be like, look at this terrible CGI that Marvel did again. It's like, we're back on this train. It's like, I agree, but it's every time.
Yeah. And as a half a second shot, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Lots of cool little details in here. What did you guys find that was surprising or pleasant in this teaser?
I like the color palette.
Yeah.
It's nice to look at. I liked most of the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the movie doesn't come out for 5 months. Not everything's done, hopefully.
I think it comes out in July.
July 8th.
So like 3 months.
April, May, June, July.
April's almost done. We had this conversation at the beginning of the podcast. April is basically done. We're into May already.
But how far into July?
May, June.
July 8th.
July 8th.
Okay, so 4 months. I was
like,
1 month off.
3 months.
I was 1 month
3
off.
months.
Sue me.
I like the gold trim on Thor's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. And I thought the coolest part of the whole trailer is when he's running and it like shows him growing up.
I really like that bit too.
I thought that was super cool.
I got some major Jojo Rabbit vibes, just running through the forest as a kid.
Everything else about this trailer, all I thought when I watched it was, how do we feel about epilogues?
in terms of like, because this is an epilogue for
his character. It just feels.
I guess it depends on.
I don't know. I don't need this movie, but I'm gonna watch it.
Sure. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of seeing a character, like, especially a hero. I feel like a lot of heroes don't get their final epilogue.
No, they do, but if fans don't like it, we get another one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like I don't know how to explain this. I guess because with Black Widow, her epilogue was a prequel that we didn't need.
Bad.
Iron Man doesn't get an epilogue because he gets to go out on top. I'm spoiling the MCU if you haven't been following, and I don't care.
It's been out 3 years.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
You know, Cap gets one scene. You know, theoretically, there could be an epilogue movie for him.
I'm a fan of that. Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
But I think Thor, it makes a lot of sense in terms of here's a character who had a very interesting turn in Avengers Endgame.
He more lost himself in that movie.
Yeah, and he has a really cool character arc, and by the end of that movie is in a really neat place. And I think the nature of Thor being Thor and who he surrounds himself with and the kind of being that he is, I think it makes sense to give him another adventure, even if it is a hanging up the axe kind of adventure, which I'm assuming this is. But like an epilogue doesn't have to be an epilogue. An epilogue could be the beginning of a new story. I think we're all pretty certain that this is going to be a proper epilogue, but who knows?
Yeah, that's all I kept thinking when I watched it. I was like, okay, we're just gonna get an epilogue for Thor, and
more of a passing of the torch.
Yeah, it just
Thor torch.
It feels like what they did with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they're just gonna do it in a movie. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is cool. I'll watch this, I guess. I thought the humor fell flat. I kind of was saying this to Luke before the show started.
Yeah.
Like the one or two jokes that are in it, I was kind of like, okay, sure. The one good joke I think was, and maybe this is the only joke, is when it's before it's ever said, but when he's like looking at Star-Lord.
Oh, yeah.
But then like when they say something, I'm like, okay. But I should probably remind everybody, I didn't like Ragnarok. Like, I'm that guy. So,
dude, I was the guy who hated Ragnarok when it first came out.
I was the guy who liked it.
And I came full circle. I really like Ragnarok.
I've never watched it again.
Oh, really? That would be a fun one to sit down with you and watch it and just see what your reaction is 3 years later, 4 years later, whatever it is.
I didn't like it when we walked out of the theater. Luke, we saw that one together, right? And actually, Brett, did I see that one with you too? You were sitting in front of us that night.
Yeah, I think we were. I think we were there just separate. Yeah.
I just remember walking out and being like, did I miss a movie?
Yeah.
Or something? Like, I don't know.
It's pretty high up on my list of the Marvel rankings.
I didn't like Ragnarok, and I don't like him in Endgame. So.
Yeah, so
I loved him in Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Hopefully he deals with some of his emotions in this one, which it sounds like he might. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm over here, and when I watched the trailer, I do like the trailer, but honestly, at the end of it, I was just kind of like, okay. It really just didn't move me at all.
Yeah, me either.
Like, not in a funny way or like a dramatic way.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, okay. And I think a lot of it was because the movie comes out in July.
Yeah.
And it's a teaser trailer. And it's like, why not just do a full trailer? I feel like I still need to see some other things. I'm still excited mainly because it's Taika. That's the number one thing I'm excited for.
Yeah, for sure.
And I did like Ragnarok a lot. And I remember this too. I didn't love the trailers for Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
I think trailers are difficult to do for Taika's
in
style.
in the MCU, I think Taika does comedy in such a way that doesn't fit how the MCU makes trailers. Mm-hmm. If you look at an MCU trailer, it's
MCU's quips.
It's quippy and it's pretty like replace character A and insert character B, and like the trailers are the same. Here's beat action.
MCU's like quips, whereas Taika's like a snowball rolling down a mountain.
He plays the long jokes and stuff.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that, like, it might not feel that good in this, but I have a little more faith that the final product will be funnier.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I think it will be too. I just think, I don't know if a funny movie is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
In Thor, but I mean, honestly, I'm one person, and it doesn't need to just please me. It needs to please a lot of people. So hopefully I like it. I mean, I'm gonna see it, but I'm with Luke. Like, I didn't watch this and go, oh my gosh, I have to see this movie. I watched it and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll still go see this. I don't know. It's not a bad teaser trailer. Just didn't really do anything. I don't know.
The other bits for me is like, I really, really wish they would have showed Gore, the God Butcher, who's Christian Bale. He's the villain.
Christian Bale.
Mainly because the only look we've got of him is a leak, and everybody's kind of ragging on it.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe we should lift that up a little bit. Be like, here's what it's going to look like actually. I don't need like
first main
a
trailer.
Full arc in the trailer
It'll be there.
Of him, but like maybe just like a quick little snap image of him. Be like, hey, he does look pretty good.
Yeah.
The other thing was, this might be the hot take from Luke. The money shot of Jane Foster's Thor showing up.
Mm-hmm.
To me, was not that great of a shot. I don't really know what it is. I don't know if it's the angle or the lighting. I felt like I couldn't see her that well. And it kind of bummed me out. Like, she's in the helmet, and I was like, squinting my eyes, like, trying to get a better look at it.
Yeah.
I felt like they could have made that look better. I know everybody else loves it, so I guess it's fine.
I thought she looked like, I'm with you. I think they should have shown, not in the shot. I thought the shot was fine. I think they should have showed Gore. With you there, because Jane looks exactly like we thought she'd look. Like, I don't know. It doesn't look like anything special. It just looks like a cool helmet. But Mjolnir's back together, so that's dope.
I do like that. I do like Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just overall just not super high on this. But I'm not on the movie, just on the teaser trailer. I'm not super high on it.
Yes, I agree. Can't wait for the movie. But the trailer, yeah.
I'm excited for the movie simply because I don't have to deal with 77,000 other characters coming into his movie. Like, we'll get the Guardian, sure, because that's where he's been.
Yeah.
You'll get Valkyrie, who's a part of his story. You'll get Jane, who's a part of his story. You'll get Korg, who's a part of his story. But, like, you're not going to have Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Cap show up and be like, hey, you need help because, you know, you're a god and you can't do things on your own. Like,
how do you know it could happen?
Or like 67 different versions of him. Like, I'm excited that it's going to be his movie.
It kind of reminds me of how, and don't compare this one to one.
I'm going to compare.
Gosh dang it. It's kind of how I was feeling. How I walked away from the Batman feeling like, I am so happy we just got a standalone Batman film. I'm kind of like feeling that with Thor 4. It's like Thor. With Love and Thunder, it's like the vibe I'm getting is that we're just getting a nice standalone Thor film that will, yes, tie into the greater thing, still be a part of it. Like, it'll continue with Jane, but like, it's that, and it's not this interconnected web of things like you were talking about, Tyler, where there's going to be 100 characters that show up, or all of a sudden Doctor Strange inserts himself for whatever reason. Not that stuff isn't cool, but it gives your character, when you have fewer characters, it gives your characters more room to grow. And I think more than the awesome money shot, that's what I care about. I care about how does my character get from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that, what's the challenge that they overcome? And I want to see more of that. I think I did like what the arc that Thor had from Infinity War to Endgame or through Endgame, and I'm curious now what's that next step. So giving him a full movie to be able to do that is really intriguing to me.
Good.
So yeah, I like thumbs up for this trailer for me.
I'll still give it a thumbs up, but it's not super enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Another trailer that came out right after we recorded.
Just haters.
The next day. Yeah, thanks, haters.
Heck yeah.
So toxic.
Somebody's got to do it.
Stranger Things Season 4.
Did you know if you don't like something, you're considered toxic? I learned that on social media.
Oh.
That's where I learn all of my stuff, too.
Go ahead, though. What were you saying?
Stranger Things Season 4. How we got our first look at that.
This trailer came out like last Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Because I kind of can't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember watching it and being like, whoa.
The day after we recorded.
I remember that they used Separate Ways, Worlds Apart by Journey in the trailer, which is awesome. One of my favorite songs of all time. And they worked in the sense of the Stranger Things soundtrack. So
yeah,
I was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm a thumbs up the trailer as a whole. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's been such a long break between seasons.
Yeah.
That it was just kind of nice to revisit
we got
these characters again. And
we got a talking villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a decent
Billy.
There's a decent amount of stuff. And
is it Barb?
No, it's probably Billy. Wasn't Barb confirmed dead season 2?
No one's ever really dead. I think the director's
showrunner said she did.
The longer an IP exists, the less dead any character becomes.
I can't remember her name, so I feel terrible. Max. Yes.
Max.
I'm really excited for her story post Billy dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. She also is the only character who doesn't look like she's aged out of the role.
Yeah, everyone else definitely has we're not adults, but we're not children anymore.
Mike is 6'14".
Yeah, Mike and Lucas, man, those two kids. And Noah Schnapp looks terrible with that haircut now because he's so much older looking.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I was kind of hoping that they would embrace that a little, embrace the age a little more, but
you got to just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
If you pretend, then it's fine.
Was it season 3 that they actually did a little de-aging on them, or was that a different?
That was it.
That was it. That's right. Sorry. It's one of the same characters, correct?
One of them, yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, all in all, I like this trailer a lot, though. I think it, especially for a show that hasn't had something come out in a long time, they gave us a lot to see and look at, and I think that's good. So it's a thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up for me as well.
I'm excited. I'll be gone when the first part comes out. Oh, that's a thing, too. It might have been known already, but part 1 comes out on May 27, and part 2 comes out July 7th, I think.
Yep.
Or July 1st. It's around July 4th. So I'll be on vacation when it comes out, so I'll be a little sad.
Brett, you're more than welcome to come over and watch part 1 with us, but
I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna bail. So what I'm gonna say is maybe.
No, what you say is no, but I will if anything changes.
How about what Luke said?
It's the
introvert move. I can't, but I mean, if it clears up, I'll be there. And then normally, introvert ways to just never go.
Pencil me in, but don't plan on me being there, except then I will be there.
So DC fandom it. Got it.
Yes.
Got
we
it.
know
Exactly.
he's not showing up for that.
What other? Do we have any other trailers? I didn't have any written down.
I don't have any.
Tyler?
Nothing trailer wise.
But
Okay.
you mentioned DC fandom,
Oh.
and there was a Variety article kind of regarding DC this week.
Pew 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 pew.
Good transition into news. Nice segue.
You know, every once in a while, I know what I'm doing
I
on
was
here.
gonna say, that's not usually your role, so I'm very proud of you.
I used it up though. I should have waited for a better moment.
It's a great moment.
Like maybe
Go for it. What do you
maybe
got?
a great
Variety,
point.
Variety said what?
A great point in a review to be like,
Yeah, you're killing your great segue now.
He's killing it. It's dead. It's buried.
Yeah, he's buried the segue.
The boy has
like John
The
Wick.
boy who lived
Fucking
has come to die.
Did you have a point?
Oh, to the Variety article?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You want to tell us about it?
WB merged with Discovery, or was bought by Discovery. Who really knows? Money, lots of money. And it finally went through, and David, the last name starts with a Z. Talks to.
Zebra.
Sure, it's like Zisliv.
Okay.
I don't remember. ZAS.
David the Insider.
Yes, him. He talked to Variety, and he kind of wants to overhaul DC and DC Entertainment with all their movies and shows.
And games.
And games,
And
yes.
games, yeah.
And kind of some of the points in the article that were mentioned were they wanted a Feige-like leader, somebody that can, like, manage the movies like a business, but then kind of also be there as a creative focal point. Which I thought was interesting because another point they said was they want more stuff like Joker.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
You can definitely do both, but Feige ain't ever making a Joker for Marvel. Let's be real.
No.
They talked about how they interviewed somebody for the new role. Turns out she turned it down. And I think Hamada is kind of going to be more of that role until his contract is up and they re-up it, or they'll bring somebody else in when it's done. I think it's over in 2023.
I think it's 23.
Yep.
They talked about how since 2018, when Hamada took over, critically and commercially, they feel like DC has been a lot more successful and better received. But they lack creative and coherent brand strategy, which I think is super fair. They are all over the place.
They are.
Yes. Yes. The messaging is mixed as all get out.
Yeah, and the big point that they kind of drove home, and it kind of made everybody go, yes, was they want to revitalize characters like Superman. And then they also mentioned like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. They're like, we can do stuff like Joker and the Harley Quinn stuff that is like these side characters and make really good stuff. But man, hearing just the word Superman come out of an executive's mouth.
Yes.
I just here's what I want. Anime glasses. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I think they just need to reboot it though. They need to find a Matt Reeves for Superman.
Yeah.
Badly.
Who
do you think that could be?
I have no idea. But I need to preface this. What I say, somebody like them, I don't think it should be them.
Okay.
But Shane Black. So there's a reason I watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys over the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies are both trying to solve a case. And it's like two angles coming into one, especially with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's two cases that are totally unrelated that somehow end up being related. And I think they need to do something like that for Superman, mainly so Lois has something to do. Where Superman can be doing superheroing and Lois convene investigating, and they converge into bad guy. Mystery solved. So maybe somebody like who can handle that type of mystery.
Gotcha.
I think that'd be a direction to go. But not Shane Black, man. I saw The Predator. I saw Iron Man 3. Woo!
You know who writes good mysteries?
Rian Johnson.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean,
not that I would want him to do
He would
Superman,
never.
I doubt
he would never.
I doubt he would.
We all know what Brett's most anticipated movie ever would be, though, right?
For sure.
The Superman.
The Superman.
I think...
No, so beyond just who should redo the Superman, back to the article at large, I think it's a really... I thought it felt like a really honest and open discussion about here's what we think the future could be. Obviously, they acknowledge success and that there was room to grow. And I think that's completely correct.
Yep.
I've been thrilled with the variety that we get from something like Aquaman to Shazam to Harley Quinn, the Suicide Squad, even Zack Snyder's Justice League. For all of what it is, like, I'm glad we got it.
It is the Bible.
And so I think that there is, yet still, there is room for a more coherent brand image within DC.
I did really like how I could watch Peacemaker for 8 weeks and then go watch the Batman.
Yeah. And I mean, animated things have been running alongside like each other the entire time. It's not like we can't have two versions of a character. I think it gets a little trickier when it's live action. When your movies are more than $100 million, you have to bank on things actually working. That's definitely not an easy task, but I think it's one that if DC wants to be Marvel successful, they're gonna have to solve.
Yeah.
So, but I'm also okay with them putting out fewer movies than Marvel that are more unique, and
yeah,
I'm okay with that strategy too. If they don't want to go the whole interconnected,
I'd be okay if Marvel
brand
would put out less movies.
Maybe we can do a swap, a 5-year swap, where DC does the multiverse interconnected thing for a while, and Marvel then just does one-off.
Marvel and Disney are printing money. They ain't doing that.
Yeah.
It's the money machine.
Ghost Rider. Show me Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider 3 with Nick Cage.
Yes. I'm there.
Oh. All right. Other news. Oh, speaking of DC stars, Jason Momoa is in talks to join the Minecraft movie.
Is this a fake article again? Like the snowman one?
Probably. I didn't even know the Minecraft movie was a thing. I forgot about it.
Is he going to have lines, or is he just going to go...
Oh, I hope he's just like an Alan Tudyk, where he just makes up all these noises for his lines. Well, yes, please. More of that.
Speaking of, can we stay in Warner and DC land?
Tyler, do you have any news?
Can you guys not hear me?
I can.
Tyler, okay. You're muted.
I'm not muted.
If Tyler's not muted...
I'm waiting for him to announce it, because I think I know what he's doing.
Oh, no.
Can you hear me, Luke?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, Brett keeps saying I'm muted.
Oh,
Brett...
I can't hear.
Brett can't hear me. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There we go. I'll say it anyways because Luke can hear me. KJ Apa and Isabel May have been cast as HBO Max's movie
form of
Wonder
a
Twins.
Puddle.
The Wonder Twins.
Yeah, that's
KJ
cool.
Apa and Isabel May.
I'm excited for this, but also like.
I'm glad it's an HBO Max movie.
Yeah, same.
This would never work in theaters. Honestly, when I saw HBO Max / DC cast KJ Apa, I was like, oh, are they doing the thing where Ezra Miller's getting tossed? But then it's like, as the Wonder Twins. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. I'm okay with this. It's I don't know. This movie's going to be so weird.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I'm okay with that. Luke, do you
I
have a
want a
news story?
Captain Planet movie.
I don't have any more written down.
Okay.
So hit me with a
I have
story
a
that I
bunch.
can talk about.
Okay.
The Blumhouse Miramax Dracula film got canceled. Sadly, I think seeing what Blumhouse would have done with Dracula would have been interesting.
They saw Morbius and they're like, man, we can't follow that.
The only studio I want to see make a Dracula movie more than Blumhouse is A24, of course.
Yes. Yes. Did was that casted?
Yeah, no, it was like weeks away from shooting.
That was like the Nick Cage was in it, wasn't he?
No, I don't think Nick Cage was in it. Oh, maybe.
No, Nick Cage is in the remake of Nosferatu.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that one. It's not that one. This was a more modern take on Dracula.
Who was directing it?
A chick from. I think she's done mostly TV stuff.
Okay.
Karen Kusamas.
I've not heard the name. Well, that's unfortunate for her.
Yeah.
Well, darn. Speaking of cancellations, I guess. This isn't a cancellation, but could spell one. Fantastic Beasts 3 has the lowest opening of any Harry Potter film ever, at 43 million.
It's doing pretty well internationally, though. I think it's close to 200 million. Domestically, yeah, bad.
It's. I'm trying to think. How does that rank in the last couple months with pandemic openings, post-pandemic?
What did Morbius do? Like 40?
Sonic did like
70, 60?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sonic did like
Sonic did good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic broke its own gaming movie record.
I think
people are on a wait and see with it.
Yeah.
And it was Easter weekend.
And I think I know Warner. I think Warner Brothers also is hoping for more legs with it. Mm-hmm. Hoping word of mouth is good, which audience scored well. So it may have. It's not gonna be able to do like a 10-week thing, but it could rebound. Give it 4 weeks and it'll crawl its way up a little higher. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
I also
it might just
be me. I do not think Easter weekend is a big movie going weekend.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we've ever really made it a.
The only reason I went and saw it was because I just wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, speaking of movies with legs, the Batman crossed 750 million at the box office.
Batman has
fifth
legs?
movie in the pandemic to do that.
No wonder he's so fast.
Yeah, this and right as it makes its way over to HBO, so it'll be really interesting to see if
I know what I'm doing tonight.
to see how I don't know if they'll report numbers or anything, but just my guess is it's gonna get great viewership.
We'll get one third party be like, yo, this is the most watched thing on HBO, and this one will be like 0 people have watched this on HBO.
Yeah, those stats are all over the place.
We'll have to go somewhere in the middle.
Netflix is making an Exploding Kittens animated TV show. If you're not sure what this is
the game?
The game?
The card game?
Yeah, the card game? Yes. It's an adult animated TV show.
This is why Netflix is going broke.
They canceled Glow.
Anything.
Yeah. So to just rub salt in your wound there, Luke. In addition to this, it's also going to be one of the first Netflix games. So it's separate than the TV show. But they're making a mobile Exploding Kittens game that exists within Netflix.
You have to buy it,
like the Netflix
or is that just more money
supposedly.
they're losing?
I need a giant studio to buy Netflix and tell them to shut up.
Do you remember that Netflix used to mail DVDs to people?
Dude, I used to do it. I was one of those guys. I did it when I was at Tabor.
Yeah.
Every week I go to my mailbox and it'd be like,
no
Inception, I can finally see it. I never saw Inception in theaters. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
It was back in the time when I was too embarrassed to go to a movie by myself, and everybody had seen it. It was also in a time where people just didn't go see movies again, like they do now. People I'll go see that 14. I'll go see that 294 times.
Yeah.
So I just never saw it in theaters, and eventually I rented it and watched it, and I was like, that was pretty good.
Tyler, you had a reaction.
Yeah, I wrote that down. That fan that saw Spider-Man No Way Home 292 times.
Go outside, touch some grass. Even I do that every once in a while.
I feel like that is like I don't care. I'm gonna piss somebody off, I'm sure.
Do it.
Like that is like what a Snyder cultist would do if a Snyder movie came to theaters again.
1,000 billion%.
Yeah. That's stupid. They would try to break that record because that would prove their loyalty to God Snyder, who they celebrated on Easter, who came back from the dead in their minds. So also going back to the Warner Discovery stuff, can we not do like 24/7 Jesus imagery in the next Superman iteration? That'd be nice too.
I agree.
Snyder's
like I
on
get
the
it,
nose.
but we
That's
can
for
tell
sure.
other stories. Anywho's, the show everybody's been waiting for, a Ted TV show, is coming to Peacock.
Ted Lasso season 2? Oh.
No, Ted the teddy bear.
Ted the... yeah.
Are the Ted movies
Seth
good?
MacFarlane. I liked the first one, but I haven't seen it since
I remember
I was like...
liking the first one. Not like it was amazing or anything, but I thought it was funny.
I never had any interest in seeing them. So.
I watched quite a bit of Seth MacFarlane stuff, so I'm probably more.
I think if you like Seth MacFarlane, you'll like Ted.
Yeah.
It's Seth MacFarlane if he doesn't have to worry about like media, like live television.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about
to say F words and stuff.
Yeah, it will be uncensored.
Yeah.
Do we have to make this safe for kids? If a kid stumbles across it,
dude, it's got a teddy bear in it. Of course, it's got to be for kids.
Of course.
They should make Ted and Paddington fight.
Oh.
No offense, Ted, but you don't stand a chance.
Paddington will kill you with kindness.
With marmalade in the system, you don't stand a chance.
You're done.
Go home, Ted.
Oh. Tyler, what other news stories do you have?
I got one more.
All right.
And this one will excite those who have played this game. I've not beaten this game, but I have played it, and I am excited for a sequel. The Ghost of Tsushima has released its final planned patch, which means they're probably starting work on the sequel.
And the movie.
And the movie.
Announced a writer.
Yep.
I don't remember his name.
That's right.
I remember looking him up, though, and I feel like I have a little bit of faith.
A little bit of concern, but a little bit of faith.
It's a Sony movie. I have lots of concern.
Yeah. Fair enough. The other gaming news that I have, a game that all of us tested in beta, but
Anthem.
Apparently no one bought.
It's back.
Battlefield 2042.
Oh.
Finally got it voice game in chat after 6 months of being out.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I totally forgot about that game.
I know. Me too.
Oh my gosh. Is it free yet?
Oh, definitely not.
Once it goes to Game Pass, can we all download it and play it for like an hour?
I would love to. I would love to just see what that game is actually like once it's on Game Pass.
Remember how long it took us to figure out how to put on attachments?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Were we
like hours of like
hours? I think it was days.
Well, hours of game time.
Okay, yeah, true. But like I think I was Googling at work and people were like, "We don't know what to." It's like, were we stupid? Are we that stupid?
We're kind of stupid.
I think we're that stupid.
We're definitely.
I remember when Luke told me that while we were playing, I was like, "What? This just changes everything."
I don't even remember how we did it. Like,
I think you like had to hold Y and then hit up on the D-pad or something like that.
The D-pads, because each line of the D-pad did like a different.
Had 3 attachments on it.
Yeah, so you could like select.
F that game, man.
Why that game? Why the default is just like no attachments? Like I don't have a scope.
Here, use the sniper.
Why can't I edit them in my loadout?
Use a sniper with no scope.
Oh. Okay, and then my last piece of news was it was reported by Activision that Microsoft and Activision CEO Bobby Kotick have not discussed post-closing employment arrangements, which basically means
he gone.
He is out as soon as that purchase goes through.
There's another story in that too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Hold on. Shoot. Where is it? All right, you guys stall for a second.
I won rock, paper, scissors. Best 2 out of 3, Luke.
No.
Okay.
I'm dead. I lost. It's over.
There's
no gulag in this game.
The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, was accused of interfering in the Activision Blizzard investigation and lawsuit. Trying to cover that up. Bobby Kotick got dirt on the governor, I'm guessing.
I am tired of governors who just want to be in the media. And I know that that's not necessarily related to that sentence, but I just tired of seeing governors in the news.
Yeah.
Unless it's the governator.
Yeah, well, obviously. But only now because he's not currently governor.
I have a really strange sidebar. Did you ever watch that newest Terminator movie, Dark Fate?
No.
You should watch it. That movie was good.
I should? Okay. I'll see if it's
Now
streaming anywhere.
Keep going.
Nope, that was my last news story. So
I'm also out.
Okay. That's a good... Let's cycle into some Fanbox questions real quick.
Yes, because we didn't get to
We didn't get them last time.
You pissed me off. I was mad all week.
Well, all right. So,
just kidding.
Our first one is from Mrs. Zilke. Mrs. Zilke, that's Luke's mom.
What?
Luke says, Luke showed us a hidden talent 2 episodes ago by one biting a cupcake. I'm wondering what other hidden talents are on the fanboy team. She is super glad you did not choke to death.
Me too. But man, if I had to go out eating a cupcake, I'll be okay with that. Hidden talent? I guess it's not really a talent, but I have very flexible finger joints.
Ooh.
So I can here, can I?
This is frightening. He's gonna bend it like, oh, that's too far back.
How can?
Ow!
I can. Here, I'll do it from this side. I can go all the way back.
Oh no! Oh! God!
With almost all of them.
That's almost as bad as my elbow thing. Well, no, that's worse than my elbow thing, because my elbow thing is only possible because I broke it. But I can invert my elbow.
Whatcha?
Ow! It's probably not really.
What I used to do during the winter is I would stick my arms in my coats and then stick my hands through, but my fingers would still be in my coat, so it would look like my fingers were cut off.
Nuts.
I'm just picturing you walking around doing that now.
I'm trying to think of other hidden talents. I don't know if I have. Or just weird quirks that
Podcasting? Oh, it's not really hidden though.
I have this nervous tick. This is not a talent. I'm sidebarring into nervous tick things. I have this nervous tick.
Like some self-deprecation to keep the show moving.
Where I pull out my beard hair.
I do that with my eyebrows.
So you'll notice I'm shaven this week because I pulled out a bunch of hair right here and I had to shave to try and even it out.
If you ever notice, my eyebrows are super thin because
you pluck them.
I rip them out.
I don't know if I have any hidden talents.
Managing other people's fantasy football teams.
Sure. I guess I'm super. I have like a really, really like unhealthily high pain tolerance.
Oh.
Like I don't know. Like I always jokingly say I think pain is a choice. Like I can handle a lot of pain. It's probably not a good thing.
It's because you were a football player. You broke like 28
I don't think
bones.
that's why. I
He's
don't know what it
either a
is.
superhero or a supervillain is what I'm
Are you
like-
Bruce Willis from
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable?
Maybe.
Good movie.
I'm not afraid of rain though. No, like for example, when I broke my foot in 8th grade in a football game, I just went to the bench and said, "Give me a roll of tape," and I taped my shoe on really tight, and I finished the game.
Ugh.
And went to the hospital the next day, and they're like, "Yeah, your foot's broken." And so 2 weeks later, I cut my cast off and finished the season.
Oh my gosh.
In high school, I snapped my arm in half, like where my arm was like, you can see this. My left arm's really like small.
Yeah.
Like it was like bent like a U.
Oh.
And I walked off the field and I said, "Hey, can you straighten it and then like wrap it and I'll finish the game and then I'll go to the hospital tomorrow." They were like, "No, you need like emergency surgery." I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
well, are you sure?" I broke my thumb in half and I didn't go to the hospital for 2 weeks. And the only reason I went to the hospital is because it turned black. My thumb was like an L and I thought I just dislocated it. So I straightened it back out.
That decision was an L.
And you can kind of see that thumb is crooked now because I didn't set it right
It's a little
when I went back.
crooked.
You'll have to move your hand in front of your face. We can't see it.
Can you see it?
Oh,
It's like-
interesting.
It's like weirdly crooked.
Huh. Tyler, you've run recently.
Yeah.
One of my, I guess I'll call it a hidden talent that I discovered in cross country was that no matter how tired I was at the end of a race, I could always like sprint the last 200 meters.
Yeah.
Like everyone else would just be like, but I'd somehow just pull whatever. I mean, I would die immediately as I crossed the finish line, but like I could sprint past 15, 20 people no problem at the end of a race. It was great. Everyone was like, "Why don't you put more effort during the race?" I was like, I it's not like I'm slacking.
It's boring. Running's boring.
Yeah. That to me is like what I would consider my other hidden talent is like mental toughness.
Yeah.
Like when things start to get really hard, I don't know, I focus better.
Mm-hmm,
like I don't know, like mentally I lock in.
I just get anxiety.
A lot of mine are sports related.
I guess my other hidden talent would be a lot of times when I go to the dentist, I have to get a lot of cavities and crowns because I don't know why. Weak enamel. I'll fall asleep while they work on my teeth. They'll be like just scraping away like my entire tooth, and I'll just be in there going, and they're like, "Did that hurt?" And I was like, "No, I just woke up."
That's awesome.
I'm upside down.
Actually,
all the blood rushing to my head.
I hate going to the dentist. It doesn't hurt. I just hate the way it sounds when they scrape my teeth.
I'm very indifferent about the dentist. Except, I will say, and this is just me getting old and getting lazy, I assume. I grew up not having any cavities. And then once I got out of college and I came to the big city, these big city dentists are always like, "Hey, you've got like 2 or 3 cavities we need to fill." I'm like, "You're just
It's because you drink city
just
water.
hustling me." Actually, probably. But okay, we did have one more Fanbox question. I'm sure we could riff on our weird things all day. But Patrick has a question for us. What is a video game, movie, or show that you think could work? After Uncharted and the mixed reviews on Halo, it looks like it's not possible to make a good video game movie. Although Patrick thinks Uncharted is a masterpiece. Just like Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
You told us about this question, and I forgot to think about it all week.
I think video game movies and shows can be better. The Last of Us could work, but I want to hear some new ideas that aren't confirmed yet. So,
I raise you the Sonic movies are a good example of video game movies that work.
mm-hmm.
The newest Tomb Raider movie is a video game movie that works. So he wants a video game turned into a show that could work.
Movie or show.
Control as a TV show.
Yeah, you mentioned that the other week.
Yes.
I think that would be
Apple TV.
Yes.
Nobody else. Apple
no one
TV
else.
needs it.
HBO, maybe HBO, but
No.
Apple TV.
No, Apple TV. Use the Severance set. It would
Give
work.
it the money it deserves.
They could literally cross-pollinate those set designs.
Just throw in some hiss.
Yeah, just change it up a little bit. They even have the lighting for it when they have the dance parties and stuff.
Ooh. I actually think there could be a Far Cry movie franchise.
Just like an anthology
set of movies that are just, you could even
go crazy.
Yeah, it's literally it's just go crazy with it, right? Like,
so like Fast and Furious, except without the cars.
Yeah, absolutely. No cars.
No family.
You know what else could really work? And I don't think any of us have played this, but I've heard really good things. Heavy Rain by Quantic Dream.
Yeah.
Came out in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interactive drama action adventure video game.
There are some games that nail atmosphere so well. I'm thinking of Detroit Become Human that I haven't played, but like that
same
world,
studio.
I was gonna say that world just feels like it could be ripe for a show, and part of the intrigue of that game is that you get to make those choices, but you could still kind of play with that and have a really interesting that one would probably work better as a show, for example, but.
I thought this question was going to be an IP turned into a video game because we were texting about that, and you were like, Patrick has a question that's similar to this, so hold on. And I was like, oh, okay.
Kind of inverse.
What's another game?
Here's mine. Show Horizon, but it has to be HBO or Amazon because those are the only ones that'll put a budget into it.
Behind it, yeah.
Netflix will give it $10 because they're too busy making movies about exploding kittens.
And shows. They'll cancel it in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Amazon and HBO, I feel like, have a lot more studio support.
Mm-hmm.
Well, studios in Warner or just Amazon. Two animes. One I've said a lot, which is Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Destiny could have an animated show or an anime. I think it'd be really cool. The other one is Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I think it could be a really cool anime. Just kind of expand the story a bit, figure out how to give Samus a voice, and then just go wild with it.
One that I think could be an interesting... I don't know if I these days I'd probably pitch it as a show. BioShock?
Yes. That's been talked about, actually.
I think you could.
I think they tried.
You wouldn't even have to spin it as like just don't necessarily have to do Infinite or the original BioShock and remake those into a show. You could be based on how that universe is. You could have it be its own thing, but still be connected because of how they deal with multiverse stuff.
And Rapture could just be another city.
Yeah. And that aesthetic is always so fun. Yeah.
I have two actual, not just Heavy Rain.
Okay.
Deathloop as a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would work really good. Time loop stuff is always fun.
Yep.
And then the other one, and this one is a little more
12
tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if this counts. So I don't know if you'd make it its own. You wouldn't make it its own movie, but can Yuri Lowenthal's Spider-Man show up in Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
And does that count?
I don't know if it counts, but I love the idea.
I'll allow it.
Dude, I booted up Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5, and like I forgot how freaking good he is as Spider-Man. He's incredible. He's so good. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
The other one that came to the top of my mind while you were after you mentioned Deathloop was Dishonored.
Oh yeah.
Same studio, boy.
Again, yeah, it's
Brett and I are on the same page.
We are. Like it's places that create these really cool settings and just fill them with stories.
Give me a Prey movie.
I thought of two more. I keep going behind my mic to do.
Luke, have you played Prey?
No.
You should play like the first 30 minutes of Prey. Just so I can see your face when you.
I think it's on. Is
it scary?
At one point it was on Game Pass. I'm not sure.
I think it's on Game Pass.
I think
because it's Bethesda.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you break, no, not when you break. When you leave your apartment, I would love to see Luke's face when you leave the apartment.
Must mean it's scary.
It's it's not scary. It's just like, oh no. It's really cool.
Two I thought of. Oh shoot, I think one is being made, which is Mass Effect.
Yes,
Mass Effect
Amazon.
Being made? Okay, that's. I feel like that one should definitely be made.
Yeah.
That's how they're replacing The Expanse.
Oh yeah. The other one, because nobody played it, I guess, but I think Anthem could be a really cool something.
Anime.
Yeah.
Anthem could be a really fun anime.
Any game, honestly, I feel like can be an anime.
Destiny, anime.
I already said that one.
Most could. Anthem, I think, again, it just has such a unique combo of things.
Dude, an Anthem, like, mecha anime, that's like, hey, that's for me. It's like, it'd be like Evangelion, except they're, like, little. Not giant city robots, just like Iron Man robots flying around shooting
Get the people who do Genlock to do Anthem. That'd be good.
I haven't seen Genlock.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, I need to watch season 2 now that it's all out. Season 1's good.
Oh, well, I think that's a pretty good list to end on. Patrick, thank you for that question. Mrs. Ilke, thank you for your question too. Thank you all for sticking with us through our silliness in the Fanbox. I always love doing these, even if it makes the show a little longer. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. Twitch, live on Twitch, 8 p.m. on Monday nights, or catch the show on YouTube or the podcast, wherever you like to listen. So head over to whatthefanboy.com if you need any of those links. And until then, we'll see you.
Bye.
See ya.